I'll now call to order the regular meeting of the Newton County Board of Commissioners, November 4th, 2025. I'll ask Commissioner Edwards, would you have our invocation, and Commissioner Mason, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
If everyone would bow their heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for another night. We're able to come together and do the county's business. We thank you for our citizens. We thank you especially for our firefighters in our audience tonight and how much they mean to us and mean to our community. Lord, we ask that you bless us, give us wisdom, knowledge, and discernment. In Jesus' name, in Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I need a motion for the adoption of the agenda, please.
So moved.
Second? Did you get that? All in favor? Okay, thank you. Item number 4 is public comments. This time is to allow the public to comment on or voice concerns or opinions regarding agenda topics. Each speaker is allowed 3 minutes. So we have anyone that would like to address the board on agenda topics only?
Dennis Taylor, Lang Road, Ellington Road. Topic number 19, agenda item, annexation. Madam Chair, annexation is kind of like having a spoiled teenager that goes around the parents' back to get their way without caring for anybody else. Annexation are developers, mostly from outside the county, that come in here turning their noses up at our elected county board, turning their noses up at we the citizens, turning their noses up at our zoning, at our future land use plan. That's so much time was put in developing and our tax dollars paid for. Annexation will bring too much rental house, too many apartments, too many close-knit subdivisions, and will push the better 2 to 5 acre homes out of this county. It'll push them to another county. That's proven. Annexation for data centers and for truck stops will bring you pollution. It'll bring you severe water displacement because of the huge buildings. And what attaches to it that hunts that little door to go through are stuff like prostitution, sex trafficking, and eventually nightclubs, nude dancing, and massage parlors and stuff like that. We need to do every effort we can. It's hard to stop annexation. We got tools. You have tools to try to stop it. You can tier water prices to the higher consumers. Like if City of Covington want to grab a bunch of stuff, let them pay higher water bills. Let them pay for that infrastructure. You got ways of tiering up impact fees legally to the higher people that got bigger demand. We should have at least 75% impact fees on big developers. They do elsewhere. Savannah had it for a while. It helps to slow down development. It won't stop it. It helps to slow it down to where y'all can manage it. And I wish y'all would look at stuff like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else?
Good evening, board. My name is Denise Williams, and I'm a Newton County resident. Madam Chair, I'm up here to speak on item number 21. That's the warming shelter. This is very passionate to me. I don't know, are y'all partnering with the City of Covington on this warming shelter? But I ask that if you all are, that it's not partnering with them with repairs of the breach, because last year they did a horrible job at with the warming shelter. They abruptly put the people out at 4 o'clock in the morning with nowhere to go. And a part of the RFP, they were supposed to feed them so many times a day. They did not do that. And as a result, I now house one of the women that was homeless, and I've had her since January. So I ask that y'all look into this, and if it's partnered with the City of Covington for repairs of the breach, please do not approve it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, esteemed board. I'm up here, Elena Sanders. I'm up here to echo my neighbor. I can show you videos as well as photos of the homeless shelter. We took the time to go out to assist those individuals last year. I believe a homeless shelter is needed in the City of Covington as well as Newton County as a whole, but there need to be some checks and balances. If you're gonna use our tax dollars to help with the homeless shelter, make sure someone is checking behind the checker. We found out that when those individuals come in that homeless shelter, there is no sign-in sheet, so you don't know if a pedophile is in there with the children. There's families, there's so many people that are in there, and there is no checks and balance, no actual list, and I can tell you that for a fact because I saw it with my own eyes. As Ms. Williams stated, we are working with those homeless people who were in that shelter and they're being housed. We had to go out of our way to go to other counties to make sure they was taken care of because they were put out. So I do ask if you use your county manager to be the person to go back and forth with the city to make sure there's some checks and balances, because that's our tax dollars you're using to give to something that's not working. Thank you.
Do we have anyone else?
Good evening, board. My name is Maya Allen, and I too am a Newton County resident. And I too want to speak on item number 21. When we say shelter, we need to kind of back up, because what it actually was a repurposed auto shop with inadequate insulation, inaccessible bathrooms. So if someone was in need of assistance, I too visited, and it was a sight to see. And so before the board agrees to fund, I think you need to go see for yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak tonight? Okay, well, we'll close the public comments and move on to item number 5, and that's the reports from the chairman. I have the pleasure of announcing some good news tonight, the 911 Center. I'd like to ask Mr. Mike Hopkins and his board, are you here? No? Okay. We as a board wanted to thank the Water and Sewage Authority for their donation of land for the Newton County 911 Center. And we were going to recognize them tonight. So we will table that and do that at a later date. But we sincerely appreciate that donation. We'll move on to number 6, item number 6, the report. Oh, where? Trudy, okay. You want to come forward? I'm sorry, I did not see you. I was expecting Mr. Hopkins to be here. It's good to see you. Would you like to speak to this donation that we got from the Water and Sewage Authority?
I just want to say how appreciative we are to the Water Authority for allowing us to build on their property. I think it's going to be a great partnership. We do work with them a lot, so just the donation is going to be phenomenal for us. I've been with the city and county for 31 years, and we've always worked in less than desirable areas. So it's going to be nice to have a space that is suited for 911 and an appropriate size. So we're just really appreciative of Mike and his board and everything they've done.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you, and we certainly appreciate that donation from Water and Sewage.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Henderson?
Yes, ma'am. The question that I have is, where might the property be located?
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Where might the property be located? Oh, okay.
Trudy, would you answer Mr.
It's located
Commissioner
on
Henderson?
Highway 36, where the two towers are. The city tower and the county tower is going to be right in that area down at Land Apps.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else have any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. We'll now go to the reports from our county manager, Mr. Brown.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Commissioners. I would like to invite the Fire Chief to do a public acknowledgement for some heroic efforts from his team.
Yeah. First and foremost, good evening, Madam Chair and Board of Commissioners. Today, we're here to acknowledge some heroic action on a call. Even though these men and women show up to work every day for calls for service for Newton County, they do an exceptional job. We never know what some calls may end up being. This particular call end up being one of our own first responders, one of our own partners that's inside of Newton County. Well, I'm here to formally acknowledge and commend our department for the exemplary response to a vehicle accident that occurred October 26, 2025, involving a central ambulance and a citizen. With entrapment, we had 3 patients. From the moment of the incident was reported, the team demonstrated prompt, decisive action, the quick response time, highly skilled emergency medical service, the seamless teamwork exhibited by every member on the scene were instrumental in mitigating the situation. The coordination and the communication among the responders ensured patient extrication was performed efficiently and safely, minimizing further risk to the victim. I am particularly grateful for the professional and care provided to the 3 patients who were promptly stabilized on the scene and transported to Grady for definitive care. They arrive at Grady under such critical condition is a testament of the outstanding training, dedication, and life-saving capabilities of Newton County Fire Service. Because of their efforts, all 3 patients had the best possible chance of recovery and their lives were saved. Please extend my deepest appreciation to every member who contributed to this mission, including the incident commander, Engine 7, 8, and 9. Your courage, your teamwork are deeply valued and worthy of recognition. Thank you for your continued service and for setting an example for professionalism and excellence in emergency response. So can we give them a wonderful applause? Here I have some of the executive leadership from Central EMS, and they may want to make a comment.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I'm the founder and president of Central EMS, and I'm here to tell you that today, our employee here, paramedic, is alive and well today because of what the firemen did. And their timeliness of getting there quickly, and they actually really had to cut 3 individuals out of the cars. It was amazing for what they did. And had you have seen what a head-on collision can do, you can't possibly imagine how they got these people out in enough time to get them down and transferred to Grady for Grady to save their lives. So we're grateful to the fire department, each and every one of you gentlemen. It's 6, 7, 8, and 9. I know 7, 8, 9. Excuse me, I got it 7, 8, 9. And we're grateful for what they've done for us. Thank you very much. Please support your fire department.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We certainly do appreciate our fire department.
I would like to also update the board on 2 other items. As you are aware, that we have a fire services audit review. So giving an update on this was the fire service will be doing a systematic audit to identify areas of strength and weaknesses. The RFP closed on October 3rd. We have done the interview process, and we have selected a vendor that's going through the process as we speak. Hopefully we'll have something to present back to the board in the meeting in December for approval.
Thank you.
And I got and also give the board an update on the financial policy. Beginning back in July, staff has worked with Carl Vinson Institute of Government to review our current policies and do some update. The draft was almost completed on November 10th. We're doing some final revisions, and hopefully, again, we will present that final document to the board at the December meeting. And that's all I have to report. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 7, we need I'm sorry, Commissioner Henderson. I apologize, I didn't see you.
It's all right, Madam Chair. Question I have is James, since this is his hour. Is that we know recently, if we have been looking at the television sets and about the food stamp program and the fact that it's going to be a lot of people around the United States are not going to have a Thanksgiving dinner. And because of the SNAP program has been kind of cut off, and I think they was going to partially fund it, then it said again they're not going to partially fund it. But what I'm talking about and thinking about is our people who live right here in Newton County. The ones who depend on SNAPs to get them something to eat, the children that come home from school that would have something to eat when they get home, between them coming home and going to school, and then on the weekends. I know in extreme and emergency times, this time that I believe that our government should step up, at least try to help for the people who might go hungry. I know that if we were having a program somewhat over Nelson Heights, and I think the commissioners who all contributed to it, then they would give to help. If it was buying candy or whatever, buying a bicycle or whatever, they would give to help. But this is something that we don't want to go back in time, going back to being a third world country, a third world community, where we won't feed the ones who just trying to live, just trying to get a little helping hand until they can do better. And so I said all that just to say this. I do believe that we as commissioners should understand that, and we should be able to, we should help some of the organizations, such as probably can't name them all, such as Grace Church, who help the people who are in need of food. St. Paul, Salem Road, who help people who need food. Give them a contribution of some money to try to make sure that these people be fed. Mount Zion Church in Oxford, who give people food. And we should want to try to help Estill County Manager. I would like the Estill County Manager find out a decent amount of money, try to help these folks until our country get back on track. Because right now I think we're out of track. I think now with the high money that we had to pay on our homes and stuff, people just don't have it. I understand it, and I think we could help. I think a few dollars, $500,000, $1 million would go a long ways and maybe subsidizing those folks something to eat until it get better. Now, I'm not on either side, Democrat or Republican side, but my heart goes with the people who need the help. And I think now's the time we can help people who need help. So I would like, if it's already with the board, for our county manager to come back with us something maybe so we could help if we choose to do so. But I can tell you right now, my vote, if there was a vote, would be yes. Thank you.
Thank you. We need a vote now on our consent agenda.
So moved.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, thank you. We'll go down to new business, number 8. Is Ms. Freda Reed here? Okay, she's our next presenter. Miss Teresa.
Yes. We're twins.
Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, Commissioners, Madam Chair. I'm here to ask again for approval on our transportation contract from Northeast Georgia. In the amount of, well, they didn't give us an amount, but we've been receiving like $47,000 from them every year for transportation. So I'm asking if you would approve that so I can get the signed contract over to DHS. And I'm gonna throw a little spark in the in the wheel. As of November 30th, DHS will not be handling our transportation contract. And I think I've already forwarded that over. And they have brokered our contract out to Freda, which is the same. They're going to be handling the money for all the state transportation. It will not change anything. So what they pay us will not change. It will just be coming from that company through DHS. And so I will be bringing that contract to you next board meeting, but I would like for this to be approved because they still need to pay us July through November 30th. And the new contract will start on December 1st. So I'm asking for approval.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Okay, any questions? Commissioner Henderson?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate what you're doing over at Senior Services. And I know that you've been telling Mr. JC, you're a senior, you need to come on over here. As soon as I get some time, I'm coming over there and try to walk a little bit with our seniors. Okay. But I can't walk that far there right about now, but maybe a mile and a half. But we appreciate what you've been doing. And every time, I just want to say this, every time that you come up, I think about Miss Josephine Brown, how for years she came up and would tell us about Senior Service and how it started. And we just love our seniors. Thank you.
Well, can I say this? We are her legacy. And so Josephine B. Brown Senior Center will always be a part of the community as well as the new Senior Enrichment Center. And I would like to thank the board on behalf of all the seniors for all that you have done for us, because I know when we got that crisis, when they said they was going to shut us down, the board stepped up. And I say thank you and God bless.
Thank you to both of you. Just 1 second. Do we have motion? We have motion. Okay. Any more discussion? All in favor? Okay. It's been approved. Thank you. Thank y'all for what you do. We'll move to number 9 and 10, and that's the Newton County Juvenile Court, and I believe our presenter is Ms. Catherine Ryder. Is Ms. Ryder here? Okay. All right. Do we have a second? All in favor? Okay. Items 9 and 10 table. We'll move on to item number 11 on the agenda, and that would be Chief Royce Turner.
Good evening again. Asking for approval to update our MOU with the Forestry Division. This is already an executed MOU that's in place. They just got a new chief ranger, just wanted updated signatures on the agreement.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, thank you. Thank you. We'll move to number 12, and that would be the presenter, Chester Clegg. I believe you have 12, 13, and 14.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair. The first item, number 12, is I'm bringing you a contract with Massana for our bridge repair and maintenance on 8 separate bridges. The total cost is $1.3 million, and 75% of that will be our GDOT grant money, and about 25% SPLOST. This is the phase 2. We're doing phase 1, 2, and 3. You might notice you never got phase 1 because we advertised that and got 1 bid, so we'll be re-advertising and receiving bids again on that one.
Okay. Do we have, you have a motion? All right. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, thank you. You want to move to the next one?
The next item is Henderson Mill Road. We are proposing to widen Henderson Mill by 2 feet on each side. Over the last 12 years, there have been approximately 157 crashes on Henderson Mill, and 2 of those were fatalities, and 107 of those were single vehicle crashes. So there's been a lot of running off the road at 55 miles an hour or faster, and the lanes are only 10 feet wide. The road's about 20 feet total. So it's way too narrow. That your standard lane's supposed to be 11 to 12 feet wide. So we're proposing to widen it 2 feet on each side and stripe it. And Pittman, we received bids on the project, and Pittman came in with a low bid at $565,000.
Okay. Do we have a motion? Any discussion? Commissioner Long?
Hey, are y'all going to make sure we get enough shoulder there? So, I know you're making it wide, but I want to make sure we have enough shoulder on that road to make sure people are not going, like if they don't drive well and go off the side, and it takes them on into the, I think that's what it's doing now, is there's not enough shoulder there. So this would provide enough shoulder on that road, because that road has become extremely busy now over the years. So I think that's part of the problem there, is making sure we got enough shoulder on these things.
Yeah, if you notice, there are ruts on both sides of the road up and down where people are running off the road, and
Yeah.
we're continuously having to put gravel and millings and things like that, try to fill it in. But yeah, we'll
This
we're
should
not
help.
winding the shoulder way on out. The contractor will be filling dirt on the grass shoulder.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Commissioner Edwards?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chester, I know from especially south of Lackey Road, the fall off from the surface is huge. I would imagine a foot in some spots. So that'll be money well spent. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Okay. You want to move to the next item?
My final item is a bond agreement with Dobbs Road LLC, and this is for allowing the developer up on Crowell Road to do work inside the county right away. They're putting up a cash and a security bond.
Okay. Do we have a motion? Do we have a second? Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll move down to item number 15. Oh, did you have something? Item number 15. And our presenters would be Jason Johnson, who's the Director of Building Services, Dwayne Mask, Director of Parks and Recreation, Jeff Prine, our Project Manager.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As you know, we have a number of SPLOST projects that we're working on, and some are renovations, some are new construction, and so tonight we're here to give you some updates on those SPLOST projects. Myself, as well as Director of Recreation Dwayne Mask, have worked very closely with Sunbelt Builders and Ascension Program Management, and they've been excellent to work with. And our project manager is Jeff Prine with Ascension Program Management. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Jeff and let him give you the updates. Jeff?
Good evening. January 23, we were authorized to move forward with several of the Tier 1 SPLOST 23 projects. Tonight, we're very pleased to bring back to you 5 of those projects that we are completing and bringing back to you our closeout reports. And that'll be 15, 16, 17, and 18. The first one is dealing with Nelson Heights. That project is basically being completed under budget. We do have an amendment with Sunbelt Builders in the amount of $83,113,000. The thing that I want to be clear about is in each of these cases, these change order proposals are an opportunity where we are buying back additional scope of work that we did not have in the original guaranteed maximum price, or covering costs for unforeseen conditions or costs that we didn't have a knowledge of at the time that we entered into that contract with them. And I'm here to answer any questions about that as necessary.
Commissioner Henderson?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So what is some of the things that Nelson Heights that wasn't, that wasn't in the original, contract for fixing the building?
Okay, first of all, when we went to the City of Covington to go through the permitting process, they required us to do a stormwater detention service and study, and then to put in the necessary improvements. So we had to pay for the design services and for the construction related activities associated with that. But things that we added back was we added additional work around the playground. We added ADA accessible sidewalks that would link the new parking area to the play fountain, playground, and then also the pavilion. We made several improvements inside the building, putting things in like new windows. There were some windows that had condensation inside them over the years, so we replaced 5 windows. We put a new roof on the building. We added additional painting and trim and a host of other kind of things that we did at the building.
So right now we're at how much money that we have spent at Nelson Heights?
We have budgeted $7,500 that's left to be spent on furniture, and then that would leave us with just under $1,215 of savings for the project.
Okay.
And that's only if we use all $7,500 for the furniture.
All right. So I in my memo that I have, it said, I think he said that there was $7,500 for chairs in Nelson Heights. What the chairs gonna cost? $7,500. I'm sorry, for chairs. So
Yes, sir. That's what we got budgeted.
Okay, so how many chairs might we have and I asked, I think I had asked, what might the chairs look at? And all the money, and lastly, and all the money that's being spent in Nelson Heights is for, I guess, at Nelson Heights.
Right. So these are chairs that would stay at Nelson Heights. We tried to salvage the existing chairs.
Excuse me.
That's okay. We tried to salvage the existing chairs, but what happened was a lot of them these were skid chairs, and at the bottoms of them, the little plastic that protects the floor were missing on most of those, and some of them were broke and rusty. And so just looking at them, we decided it would be better, knowing that we just spent money on new flooring, to look at getting new chairs. And ones that would be like on rollers, that they could roll around and not damage the floor itself. And so we're just in the process of getting the quotes on that, that's all. The new tables are already there, and office furniture and other equipment.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any, Commissioner Edwards?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, Jeff, just so the public is clear, and more importantly, just so I'm clear, item 15 is a consideration of an amendment. All right, you said this particular project is under budget.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so an amendment with funding coming from SPLOST, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so, and it says budgeted in SPLOST, so is the amount we're approving in this motion $83,000, or is it?
It's $83,000 is the amendment
Okay.
to the Sunbelt contract.
But if we're under budget, why are we asking, why are we asking?
All right, so when we enter into the guaranteed maximum price with Sunbelt, we have a contingency built into our overall project budget so that we can cover buying back scope that we couldn't afford at that moment, or paying for unforeseen conditions like those costs I told you about with the city. At the end of the project, we bring back to you an overall amendment that shows all those costs, but we're also within the overall project budget. So the overall project budget was $1 million. So this amendment that with Sunbelt still allows us to be $1,255 under budget after we complete that transaction.
So there's not an additional ask for this project?
No, sir.
Okay.
And in all these cases, all projects are coming in under budget.
Would it be safe to say that's the same for these next three items
Yes,
we're going to
sir.
talk about? Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Jeff.
I have just one more question.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. When you have completed with the amendment for Sunbelt and for the chairs, have we received the certificate of occupancy for that building to be reopened?
That's what we're waiting on right now. The city we're waiting for them to come out and do their final inspection of the site improvements. And once we get that completed, then they'll issue a certificate of occupancy to us. We're hopeful that that's going to happen either later this week or early next week. That's what we're pushing for.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Can we have Commissioner Long?
I'm sure you all know I've had lots of questions over this. The thing that I'm concerned about is maybe the reporting more than anything else than the number situation. I feel like that you guys have a handle on what you're doing, but I think the reporting needs some fine tuning of how we're doing it. And I think we've talked about that.
Yes, ma'am.
And we've gone back and forth with the county manager about that. And how we look at the original estimates and then what the contract is my concern. The original estimate was $1 million, but we signed a contract for $908. I totally understand in construction that you have things and you have contingencies. 12 change orders is a lot for one project, in my opinion, that we need to, if we left out things like windows, trim, doors, things like that. So I think I just really want to see us do a better job on the front end and not have 12 change orders. And then I think we've done it differently, and I have requested, and if with the board's approval at some point, that we kind of, I hate for you to come for every nickel and every dime, but I think we need to have a little bit more transparency on the change orders before we approve something after it's already been spent. That's my situation. But I think we can all work together to do that better. And I know it's not anything that you're doing wrong. I don't want to say that at all, because it's been done like this. I just would like to see a little bit better process, if the board agrees with me on that, of how we do this, and not hold you up either. I understand that we're on a construction flow. We're not trying to hold you up and try to come to the meetings, different meetings to hit those goals. But I have a hard time sometimes approving at the beginning, approving $83,000 that we spent after the fact. It's kind of like telling your kids you can go shopping, they bring your credit card back and they spend $1,000 and you told them they could spend $25. So that was my concern with it, and that's why I asked a lot of questions about it. And I would just like to see us report a little bit differently, but I think you guys have seen all the emails, and maybe we could sit down one day and just figure out what works from your standpoint as a construction person and what works in my brain. And so we can see.
James and I have talked about it, and we've got some strategies that we're going to put together that will, I believe, address your concerns or your questions.
Yes.
And make it a little more fluid.
Yeah.
A little more transparent.
I didn't want to make it sound like there was anything wrong or anything what you did. It's just that I think that we should do it in this transparency a little different. This is what I just think.
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
think we can do it easily together. So
Yes,
that was
ma'am.
my point with it. Thank you.
Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So the total amount of money was how much for the chairs and for that?
We've got $7,500 budgeted for the purchase of chairs.
Yes, and the other amount for.
And that leaves us with a balance under budget of $1,255 and some change.
Okay, so can I make a motion now? I'd like to make a motion to approve what Mr. Primer just said.
Okay. Do we have a second? All right, all in favor? Okay, good. Thank you, Mr. Bryan. Do we need to go to
Number 16?
16, I believe.
All right, so this is a similar situation for the Senior Services Enrichment Center, where we are asking you to approve an amendment with Sunbelt in the amount of $120,949. And it's the same situation that we talked about.
Okay. Commissioner Henderson?
Thank you. And we're talking about overhead terminal. What are we talking about? Overhead terminal lake?
Say again?
Are we talking about the senior centers over at Turner Lake?
No. The chairs that we were just talking about was over at Nelson Heights.
I understand that, but now we're talking about the second one we're talking about.
Number 16.
Number 16, which is the Senior Services Enrichment Center.
Yeah, still over. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Commissioner Mason?
So basically with this, you are explain in detail what this change order is, if you don't mind, because I think I may have missed exactly what you said.
Okay, so in this case, like Nelson Heights, we have had several opportunities where after we entered into the guaranteed maximum price, we've added scope back to the project. A good example would be the rear pavilion that was value engineered at the start of the project. We were able to add that back in, shades. We added the clouds and the ceiling updates in the vestibule and welcome center area. We added FRP, which is a protective coating wall system in the kitchen, and some millwork and a coiling door. So in that case, it was all added scope back that we had left out at the GMP at the time because we weren't sure we could afford it.
So the amendment amount here is $120,949.
Right.
And so it's saying here, do not exceed contract amount of $3,888,249.
That would be the revised number if you approve that change order.
Okay. Now, is this one under budget as well?
Yes, sir.
What did we have for the original amount?
So basically, this one would be, I had it written down. Here we go. This one will right now currently is $144,695 under budget.
Okay, so we contracted it at, what did we say for SPLOST?
So the
What was
original
full amount?
the original guaranteed maximum price was for $3,425,000. And then we've done 2 amendments. This will be the second one. And that gets us up to the number that we just talked about.
So originally we said we wanted to do this project at 3.4, but now it has climbed to 3.8.
3.8, yes, sir.
So that's not under budget.
Yes, sir, it is within the budget. The overall project budget is $4,355,000.
That's what I wanted to know.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'll get there.
Because you gave me 3.4.
Construction.
Okay.
Construction line item.
Okay, so you said
Right.
the original amount was 4
million. The project budget is $4,355,000.
Okay.
So after the completion of this amendment and this scope of work with Sunbelt and the other work that we bought on ourselves, like furniture and everything, we're still looking at a savings. The project being completed with a $144,695 savings.
Thank you. Thank you for that clarity. Okay. With that being said, I move that we consider amendment number 3 with Sunbelt Builders Incorporated design build contract for Newton County Senior Services Enrichment Center project RFP 23-18.
Okay, do we have a second? Second? Okay. Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you. When is projected for this project to be completed?
We're shooting for the substantial completion before Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, we'll move to the next one, 17.
All right, 17 is 2 SPLOST projects that were contracted together because they were linked together. It was the administrative building renovations and the new centralized construction, centralized storage building. Let me just start by talking about overall budgets so we can make sure we're clear. So in the case of the admin building, our overall budget was $2,394,000. After completion and the amendment that we're talking here, we would have a savings, project savings of $21,070. Right? On the centralized storage portion of that, let's get over there to it. There we go. Oh, I got it. So it's a lot of paperwork. After we've completed that particular project, we will have a savings of $2,852.09. So between the two of them, we will have a savings of $23,922.09 after you approve the amendment in the amount of $239,239.25 with Sunbelt.
Do I have a motion? All in favor? Okay, thank you. We'll move to number 18.
All right, so the last one is the R.L. Cousins Community Center. Same scenario there. Our total project budget is $8 million. The GMP originally was $7,015,000. We've had 2 amendments. This would be the second one. After we've completed that particular work and this amendment in the amount of $98,169, we would still have a savings of $6,745.39.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the amount of money that was stated by Mr. Prime.
Okay, Commissioner Henderson, second. Commissioner Cooper, any discussion? Commissioner Henderson?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Prime, that is a project that really has came alive in the fact that we're going to have our election equipment stored over there at an air-conditioned building where it can be kept. And the beauty of that particular renovated old high school, it just makes me feel good. And I have received so many compliments from the community. And so I just want to thank him. I mean, it's looking exceptionally good. It's just one thing. It's the DMV. We either got to move it or renovate that part of the building.
Which one?
The DMV, you know,
the
driver license.
right. We understand.
So
Yes,
that's
sir.
something I think we as a board we need to look at. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And just also for clarity too, we should be substantially complete the first week of December on that project. So all of these will be done and operational before the end of the year.
Great. All in favor? Okay. Thank you so much. We will move to item 19, the board consideration of City of Mansfield.
All right, good evening, commissioners. So before you for consideration is an annexation from the City of Mansfield. The applicant is Georgia United Equities, LLC. It's for approximately 20 acres of land. Let's see. Sorry, my clicker's not working. Oh, okay, great. Thank you. So this slide here shows you in green the City of Mansfield, and the square is the subject property. So then this slide just shows you what the current zoning of the property is. It's agricultural residential. The proposed zoning under City of Mansfield zoning ordinance is conservative residential. So they're planning on subdividing the 20 acres of land into 9 residential lots, and those lots will be at least 2 acres each. So there are limitations on the City of Mansfield, what they allow under their conservative residential zoning. 2 acre minimum is part of that requirement. You'll also see, they allow single family homes, incidental accessories, farming, and then also public facilities. They do have a certain number of special uses that you'll see there, duplexes, churches, schools, etc. So next slide. So on this, you'll just see where it indicates the current zoning under the city's agricultural residential, and then there's some budding agricultural property. So this just shows what the future development map designation is, which is rural residential. So one of the things to note is that the proposed use by the city is consistent, or essentially consistent or not inconsistent with the county's future development map. So as far as the impact of the annexation, property lies within the watershed of Murder Creek, which is under county standards requires a 1 acre minimum lot size. So as I mentioned, the 2 acre minimum exceeds that. The property also lies within the City of Mansfield water service area, and the property is not located within a designated sewer service area. So this is the shows the way the developer intends to subdivide the lot, again reflecting minimum of 2 acres per subdivision. So the under the statute, the reasons the county could object, include if the proposed change in zoning or land use, there's a proposed increase in density, or if there's increased infrastructure demands related to the proposed change in zoning or land use. And again, there has to be a significantly different proposed use, or it has to be significantly inconsistent from the county's intended use. So for this one, the county attorney's office recommendation is against objecting, and to authorize the county attorney's office to send a letter to the City of Mansfield indicating that the county does not object. The board can, of course, put any conditions that they would like on in responding to the City of Mansfield, including, condition just emphasizing that the understanding of the property is going to be for residential use.
Thank you. Do we have a motion? Commissioner Edwards.
Thank you, Madam Chair. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the annexation request exactly as requested by the City of Mansfield with no deviations. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Do we have a second? All in favor? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have a?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. So, just to reiterate and for some clarification, under the county's zoning currently under this property, I think the county attorney stated this was in the Murder Creek watershed, which only requires 1 acre. Mansfield's zoning, as requested in this annexation request, requires 2 acres. Additionally, Mansfield will supply, now I know they're not in the sewer service area, but Mansfield will supply sewer, water, and electricity for this particular development. And if you saw on the map, it's a complete rectangle. I know exactly where it is, and 2 acre minimum is right up my alley, right? So it's better. To me, it's better off in the city of Mansfield, assuming that it's annexed exactly as proposed. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. All in favor? Okay, thank you. That passes. The next items are 20, 21, and 22, and they will be presented by our acting county manager, Mr. James Brown.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Commissioners. This is going to be ask for the board to approve the transfer for funded positions from the contingency line to the salary line for public works. These are positions that was already approved for the budget to create a second paving crew for public works.
Okay. Do I have a motion? Second? All right, all in favor? Okay, thank you. That passes. You want to go to the next item?
Yes. So we're asking for consideration from the board to provide $15,000, not to exceed $15,000 to the City of Covington on a reimbursement basis to establish that fund, and we will come back later with the MOU with the City of Covington. But this is just requesting not to exceed $15,000 in a fund.
Okay, do we have a motion? Okay, a second? Okay, Commissioner Henderson. We need I believe it needs a second before we can. Okay, all right, go ahead with the discussion. Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So the $15,000, not to exceed $15,000, that is for what I was kind of talking a little bit. Could you please tell me? I'm sorry. They were for what?
This will be reimbursement for the warming shelter. That will be.
Oh, okay.
For we're partnering with the City of Covington up to $15,000 on a reimbursement basis.
Okay. So this for a warming shelter.
Correct.
I think it was from my understanding, it's that little garage because he couldn't put them all in over the repairs of the bridge. It's that little garage right there behind that store on Washington Street. And some of the complaints that I got, some of the people told me that they would get kind of cold in there. And I heard them. But just let me say this. We need for them to be somewhere. But I think it need to be in livable conditions. In other words, I want to put somebody somewhere I wouldn't stay. So I think we need to, if we could, have a talk with the City of Covington and see if we can find a place that is decent and in order for those unhoused people. I'm getting it right, Demond, unhoused people to live. And for at least for the winter months. It's not quite so cold right now, but we can all get together and figure out something. It would be nice.
Okay.
That's my thoughts.
Commissioner Long.
Okay, I don't like this at all. I would like for us to revisit this at the next meeting and table it. I would like to see where this is. I met with a deputy that was here a couple weeks ago that was on SWAT for, came down to a forum that was brought the sheriff, Eric Levette, down here from Rockdale County, and the SWAT team member was here, and I was talking to him about shelters and things like that, and because we got to talking about On Patrol Live, my favorite show. And he was telling me that we have to be careful because if the county's funding these shelters, that they can bring people from Atlanta if we have room in our shelters. And he said, you do not want that at all. So I want to find out, number one, about that. Number two, I want to see this shelter. I want to see where our money's going to. And if it's anything like what we've heard, and I've heard this for years and years and years, and I'll be honest with you, I've never been there. I've never seen it. I want to see it. I would personally rather lean on churches and organizations to help with this matter and be involved if we can help get something going with the community, then it be a county funded and have people from other areas that may not be as desirable because they're going to pass Rockdale County because they don't have one. So they're going to come here and they're going to be dropped off in the community and they're not going to be picked back up. So it could lead to our homeless problem. It could lead to a lot of other problems. I'm not saying people shouldn't be warm. They can come to my house. I'll warm them up. Okay? That's all right. Get in the car. Come on. But I do not want to waste money on something we don't know what it is. We don't know what it looks like. It's some old beat up garage. I don't think that that's the best place for us to put people that need to stay warm. So I would like to table this. I would like to, I don't know how to do this, but that's my point. I would like to table this and so we can revisit and know a little bit more information before we give any money to the project.
Commissioner Mason.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This gives me pause, major pause. When I heard about the warming shelter last year, I got a lot of not so positive feedback from this warming shelter on last year. It was stated to me that they had porta potties out in the front. It was stated to me that, of course, there were not livable conditions. It was stated to me that they were actually sending people from this warming shelter to another warming shelter so that they can eat and so that they can take showers at a different facility outside of the one where, the monies were being spent. And so I'm very, very concerned with us partnering with the City of Covington if we don't know what it's going to look like, where these unsheltered individuals are going to be living, what conditions that they're living in. I think we need more details than to say, hey, come and partner with us, and we have no idea, and then we partner, and then we don't realize where our monies are going, and it's going to somewhere that we have put our name on, and it doesn't represent the excellence that we want to promote within our community. And so for me, I personally think that the Board of Commissioners, if we're going to do a warming shelter in the county, we need to do our own warming shelter. We don't need to partner with anybody. We need to take ownership of it so that we can make sure that it is in the right hands and it is done the right way. Just a few years ago, we did partner with our local homeless shelter, and it was done in excellency. It was done properly. It was done well. And I believe that we don't need to partner with anybody. We need to have our own warming shelter and partner with our own organization to be able to make this happen. So that's my 2 cents added to this. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Cooper, I believe you had.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I would like to
I mean, I have heard some concerns as well, but I do know we do need a warming shelter. But I would like to amend my motion, if I can, to with the conditions that we go out and research, and maybe we can table it until we do some further researching on it. But I do think we do need our own warming shelter, because like I said, I have heard some concerns, but it is needed.
Okay, I think Commissioner Edwards had a comment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I don't disagree with anything that's been said. I feel like we're commanded to help the orphan, the widow, and the poor, but I don't think we're commanded to create an environment that would be unhealthy for all, less healthy than even Nicole. So my suggestion would be that James and our facilities director Jason maybe go take a look at what maybe the city's got, and you two come back and make a recommendation to us for the partnership or the non-partnership, and maybe our own place to help those folks. I know it's going to get cold. I know there's going to be people without a place to keep warm. So I know we don't have a lot of time. So we're kind of in a predicament. But I don't want to create a scenario where we're having people dropped off from other places and we can't take care of our own. So that's kind of where I am, and I'm in favor of the table, Commissioner Cooper. So.
Commissioner Mason.
I was gonna pass, but since you called me, I was just gonna add, it's okay, that even from what I hear, there is some conflicting information with where this warming shelter is being proposed. That there are some staff that wants it and some staff who doesn't. So even they're conflicted on this warming shelter as well. So I think there's just a lot of not so positive things that are with this that we really need to find out. So I think the board is saying we'd like to have our county manager to kind of go back and revisit this as we table it. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I was thinking, we've been talking so much, I think if I second it, I want to amend it. And I just want to add this. In order to have a vibrant community, it takes a community to man a shelter. We don't want to turn down the City of Covington money. We want to bring that money on, but we want to have a shelter where we all can be proud to leave people there who are living in good conditions. Nice conditions, kind of conditions of houses that I would live in myself, a place. And so if we could work together, that's what I always have said this board, and people who have heard me. Let us work together. Let's don't take on the whole project by ourselves. Let's use the city money. Because I remember one time we gave $30,000 for a shelter in town, along with the city $30,000. So, and there was more money to help more people. So let's do the same thing now. Let's work together. If we can work together, I think we can house a lot of people when it's cold, and maybe have some left over to do something for it when it get hot. So, but let's work together on this project. I would think that we should, and I think that would be right for the community, and I think it's the right thing for our county manager and others to go out and look at these facilities and come back with somewhere we can kind of help those people. Thank you.
Okay, we had a motion and a second. All in favor? Okay, and Commissioner Cooper, you want to amend your motion?
I amend my motion to table it until we give the county manager an opportunity to go out and do some further research on the location. Also to speak with the City of Covington and find out what their plans are
2 weeks? Okay. I'll table it to 2 weeks.
That would,
Yes.
you want to table it until the next meeting? Is
To
that
the next
right?
meeting, that's correct.
Okay, all right, we have a second. All in favor? Okay, thank you. You want to move to the next item, number 22?
Yes, we will ask the board to approve the creation of the fire marshal's position. Currently, the way it is in the county is it is partnered with the deputy chief of administration. So what we would like to do is separate those two positions to where you have the deputy chief of administration and the fire marshal separately. The funding will be done by the combined of two other positions to pay for that salary, so it will be a neutral position as far as the budget's concerned.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Second.
Any discussion? Commissioner Long?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Brown, I thought we, in February, said that we needed a fire marshal. Okay, and this poor fire department didn't get one yet. Okay. We got to figure out what's going on and make sure that we can get these positions filled when this has been a concern since I was running for office last year about getting a fire marshal. And we've had a couple incidents where I feel like that we did not need the state fire marshal making decisions for Newton County, that we need a fire marshal here in Newton County making those decisions. And so I don't know what happened, probably don't even care to know, but we need to get this done. And if this is the section that we need to do it, because we left that position in the budget. So there was no movement of any, if they put it in, it was still in. So we have to have a fire marshal. We are too big of a county not to have a fire marshal. And if I'm not mistaken, I think February we made a vote or some kind of something on that. Also, I'd like to find out where we are on the pay scale for the firefighters here in Newton County. We did that back in February, something with that. And we were supposed to have information and get that done as part of a study, because we are losing firefighters left and right, and we cannot keep them because they're being dragged to other counties. Also, we were talking about when we have recruits, how we keep those recruits here instead of going to other counties, because we're wasting our money if we're training everybody and then they're hauling and going somewhere else. Okay, so I would like to be focused on our fire department and how we get those things done right away. And I don't know if you've advertised for this job or if it's been advertised or not, but that needs to be done immediately because it was February when we talked about this. I was shocked to see it on the agenda again. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Henderson?
Thank you. And you're right. You're right, Commissioner Long. 100% right. Also, our county manager took it to the fire department. I think all of us individually, not a quorum, and we talked about stuff at the fire department and other departments all through the county, constitutional office too as well. And one thing that I came back out with was I think it's supposed to be 3 lady firefighters that possibly moved into the fire station over at Station 1, and it didn't have and correct me if I'm wrong, County Manager, and it didn't have a bunk set separately for them to be in, or a restroom separately so they could shower or whatever, after they come back to Meta Fire, whatever they was, while they was on Station 1. So we need to address that. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it need to be addressed. I think ASAP, because I would hate for my daughter, who, if I had one, was a firefighter, and you put into a station with guys, and you didn't have separate barrack for the women's and separate showering facilities for the women's. So I think we need to kind of just get up on that. And if we need to expand our fire service at Station 1, I know there was a park behind it, but I don't think too many people go to the park. Then maybe we could expand it back out that way and maybe move the park. There's some future stuff, but I think it's something that has to be done. Thank you.
Do we have a motion? Second. I guess we had a lot of discussion. Huh? Okay, all in favor? Okay, that's unanimous. Thank you. Now it's time for our public comments. This time is to allow the public to comment on open topics. So you're allowed 3 minutes. Anyone wishing to comment, just come forward.
Good evening. My name is Denise Williams, Newton County resident. I would like to commend the board for tabling the item that I had a concern about, was the woman shelter. And I know it was stated that the county manager and Jason is gonna go out, but please, commissioners, y'all go out as well, because you all need to put y'all eyes on it as well. I would never come up here and stand up here if I didn't have the truth or the facts. And I went back in my phone, and I'll be glad to share with y'all the videos that I had from last year. So thank you.
Thank you.
Dennis Taylor, Ellington Road, Lang Road. Great job paving the roads down my way. They look great. Several months ago, I talked about a T-SPLOST. And I'm against property taxes. I'm against raising property taxes. But what a T-SPLOST would do, it could help you lower property taxes, help you do more road work in the county. Because you could take the money you're pulling out of the general budget for roads and move and either lower taxes or use it for other things. You could also take that money out of SPLOST and use SPLOST for more stuff like buying fire trucks, sheriff's vehicles, and stuff like that for safety purposes. So T-SPLOST would be a win-win-win. You could lower taxes, free up SPLOST, and everybody would pay to help lower the taxes. Everybody that buys in the county. Second thing, Bear Creek. What was justified, and it was justified in the past on Bear Creek, for those boards would not be justified today to this board. Things have changed drastically. I was all against it because we didn't need a water back then. We were declared a bedroom community for Atlanta back then. Number 7 wouldn't need it for 150 years. But now we're getting shoved in to a major technical commercial center in Newton County. Bedroom community getting pushed away. We cannot run out of water. No way. We cannot even get low on water. And I don't know where we stand now. That guy does. But we need to prepare to meet all our water demands. That's the number one thing that drives quality of life. And I don't say something. Since that gentleman's been sitting there, since you've been sitting there, the meetings are going so smooth. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Is anyone else wishes to speak?
Good evening, Commissioners, Chairperson. I live by one motto: watch your pennies, the dollars will take care of it themselves. I have a question. Why are we not putting metal buildings, metal roofs on our projects instead of the asphalt? They last about 10 to 20 years max. A metal roof will last about 50 years. The second item that I'd like to ask about, when are we going to hire a county manager? We've been using an acting one for quite some time. It's about time we make a personnel decision. I would like to commend Commissioner Long and Mr. Edwards for the strong position against the data centers and the use of our natural resources, the water and the electricity. As a resident, I can only do one thing: support future growth in the residential area. So I have established a $1,000 scholarship for the Career Technical Agricultural Education, and it is ran through the Newton Young Farmers Association, and I have the applications and the requirements right here, and I have funded it $1,000 for 10 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that wishes to speak tonight?
Good evening, Board. Maya Allen Neely, Newton County resident. Couple of topics. I'd like to know when the West Side facility will get back on the agenda. From my understanding, we're waiting on land. It has been a topic of all of Newton County, so much so that Covington News did a survey. So I hope that you all go and look at that. And so you're not just hearing from the 3 or 4 that come up here twice a month, but you can hear from the rest of the community. So I hope that's on the agenda very soon. Number 2, UDO. So our last discussion, I think Commissioner Long, if I quote you incorrectly, forgive me, but you stated that we're nowhere near where we thought we would be, right? And we have committees, so we'd like to know what is going to be done to get us back on track quickly, and where the community as a whole has an input. Number 3 is directed at my commissioner for District 3. Your community has held 2 separate town halls in the last 2 months. You've been invited to both. We have not heard from you, neither a decline or a yes. We have topics that need to be addressed, and we need your leadership. We understand that you didn't run for this job, but you did accept it. Thank you.
Good evening, commissioners. First, I want to thank you for taking the time to not just move quickly on the homeless shelter, to be able to go and seek the information. So thank you so much for that. And also, I want to also just echo you, Commissioner Long, in regards to change orders. I have been saying that for years. We've even had a professional come up here who is actually a procurement manager for 25 years that said Newton County is doing it wrong. I'm not sure if we have a procurement department yet, but we have never had a procurement department here in Newton County. I even provided the information from the procurement director from the federal government to help get us on track. And so when you have change orders, when you have bids, and they put in a bid, and they're constantly coming up here for change orders, that's how money is hidden. So when they're putting their bids out there, they should be bidding on what the actual cost of the product is so you can stop the change orders. And also, again, Commissioner Cooper, we have no issues. You introduced yourself to me when I was sitting in that seat. You told me about how you started the Boys and Girls Club and all those wonderful things. The community needs to hear from you. We've asked, since you've been in that seat since, what, March? You said you was gonna have a town hall. You said wait till your website's up. It don't take that long to build websites. I know them because I'm a developer and I build websites. So when are we gonna hear from you? I even said to you, you can meet me. I know some people told you not to talk to me. I said, let's go to Atlanta. I won't tell nobody you spoke with me. I'll keep you updated on what's going on. We need to hear from you. Thank you.
That concludes our public comments. We'll now hear from our commissioners. Commissioner Edwards.
Thank you. I'll be brief. Today, I know we've had some discussions about helping those in our community in a time of need, and I know we have our civic organizations, our churches, but I noticed one today that was it was a value. It was a real value, in my opinion. Is at Ingles, when you check out, you can buy a $5 bag of of groceries, and it's donated to a local food shelter here in the community. So, you know, if you want to do something real simple and economically okay, then the Ingalls is making it real easy for you. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about doing starting some type of drive to do that if I don't partner with my church or another church maybe. But if you're looking for those opportunities, they are there, and it's not too early to start thinking about those with Thanksgiving and Christmas right around the corner. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Mason?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I am disheartened about some of the things that are going on in our United States of America. And I think this just creates and establishes an opportunity for us here in Newton County to make sure that we are assisting our residents for those that are in need. I know that there are a lot of different resources that are being circulated on social media. I just ask that we do our best to make sure that those who are not on social media, that we get that information to them. There are a lot of food banks that are present within our communities, surrounding communities. There are turkey giveaways that are now being put out there. I'm sure there will be other opportunities for us to make sure that we are giving to those that may potentially be in need. So I just want to say, let's utilize this time that we have and pull together, support each other, help each other, undergird each other. And for those that are in need, let's just, I know sometimes we may go home, we may not talk to our neighbor, or we may, just drive into our garage and, just in our own silo or space. But I would just like to encourage our community to let's just reach out, have conversations, and truly help those that are in need, and provide them or refer them to resources. I mean, I have people contacting me now that are in my district that have been furloughed, from the IRS, that have been, furloughed from different companies, and they're seeking help. And so I'm trying to do everything I can to refer them to resources. I know as the county, we don't have a program in place for that, but there are so many nonprofit organizations, companies out there. Let's just try to come together and do our best to support those that are in need. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Cooper?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, just to address some of that. I am in the communities. I hadn't done a town hall, but we are presently with the county manager working on those to do some listening sessions so I can listen to the community. You can always email me. If I don't know the answer, I'll make sure you get the proper answer with the staff. So I'm out there in the community. So, but we are working as soon as we lock down a location to do one in the west side, and also I'm making plan to do one in Oxford as well. So I am out there in the community.
Thank you. Commissioner Henderson?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, first of all, I'd just like to thank my fellow commissioners for in the Halloween Kenny drive we did in Nelson Heights for giving Kenny. And it was a big success. I thought I'd send James some pictures to send to everybody, but I'm going to resend them again so you know how I am with a computer. But I just want to say this. If you want to really help somebody, look at Grace Church over here in Covington. They set up beds in their churches and for warming people. And they were decent and they were nice. And they warmed them, they gave them clothes, and they had them play for them to bathe. And I thought that was good. Mount Zion Church in Oxford, they give out food. I go to the food bank. I see the people. I talk to them. So I know kind of what the needs are. And they give them food. And it be full. It used to be about 15, 20 people. It'd be about 200, 300 there now. St. Paul Church, they give away food and stuff. But the thing that I learned from talking to people was that they don't give them enough food for a whole week. And that's where the food stamp come in. When you go to a church or somewhere to get some food pantry, that's to help you for a day or two. That's not for the possibly the whole month. And then if they run out, you still don't have any. Our church up here in town will give away food. They give it to you, I think, once or twice a month, and that's it. So I think we really got to think about it, because if they don't feed these people, I mean, just think about the children not going to be fed, and we have got to step up to the plate to help these people. These are our people. They ain't like no aliens. They were born and raised right here and live here in this county, and we got to help them. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Long.
Thank you. Real quick, just you've heard it from all the commissioners here. Newton County is a loving county. And I think one thing that we can do as commissioners is on our Facebook pages and things like that, just let people know where they can take things, where they can. A lot of people tell me, I don't know, Liam, where we can take it. I don't know what to do. My firm always does something every year, and we did help with the Halloween candy from Miss Thelma Starr. And this year we have called, and we're going to adopt a grandparent. And so we asked them how many grandparents needed adoption, and we were like, well, we could do 25 or so. 150 need adoption, and that pajamas, slippers, things like that. So there is a lot of people in need in all aspects of our community. So I think just doing a good job of saying where you can go get warm, saying where, get with our churches, get with our organizations. I don't know that it's a government expense, but I think our community is so loving we can do this together if we pull together and help people. So that's where I feel like you do the best. I love to give. I don't want any recognition for giving or anything like that. I'll walk down the street and see somebody and just say, hey, what can I help you with? But that's how you give. That's how you give love. If you give money, sometimes it doesn't go to the right people. So you gotta give it to the right parameters. And we got to make sure if we do any kind of warming center or anything like that, that we make sure we do it correctly. And I don't want to just throw money at something. I'm not going to do that. I would spend my time over there if I needed to. But that's what we need to make sure that we're doing as a loving community, just getting the word out. And I think we can do a good job, all of us, at that. We can get them riled up when we need them riled up, so we can get them to help too. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. We need a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Okay. Thank you for coming tonight. We're adjourned.